Welcome to the Community Karma Podcast with Erin Jones and Carrie Hill. Join in as they discuss building community, branding, and how any business can benefit from a holistic approach to growth.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of the Community Karma Podcast, wherein Carrie and I probably butcher Elvis Presley with our Thank you very much episode. We are totally off topic already.
Yeah, there we go.
It's that kind of day, folks. I am Erin Jones, and this is Carrie Hill.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about giving thanks today. We felt that it was appropriate with the season and this time of year. And we just wanted to remind you that this is a great time to thank not only your customers, but all of those other people that help make your business successful.
For sure. It's almost turkey time. And, some families sit around the table and say what they're thankful for. I tried that once with my family, and they were such jerks about it. It made me cry, and I will never do it again.
I used to roll my eyes when my mom did that, and now I make my family do it every year.
Mine were so mean to me about it. I was like, oh, I hate you all. Sarcastic
mine are
jerks.
Still very little, so they're still sweet about what they're thankful for. We'll see how that changes, because my 9-year-old daughter has started thinking that it's time for her to get a brand spanking new iPhone, and I've started telling her that there's no way that's going to happen.
I give my adult children hand-me-downs.
You're lucky. They're lucky you give them anything. Unless you are 9, you're not getting $1,000 phone.
Right.
You're not getting a phone at all. You'll be lucky to get an iPod Touch.
And Jack is such a character. I would actually probably videotape what comes out of his mouth, Erin. I think that your son comes up with some zingers for sure.
If he does, he's going to have a book someday. If I didn't know as much as I know about the internet, he would probably have a YouTube channel.
Right. It would be really good.
Yeah. We call them Jackisms. He's got some crazy wisdom for his short 5 years on this planet, but he's also got a very, very dry wit, and so I'm terrified for my future.
Good luck with that.
I appreciate it. I'm happy seeing that your kids are turning out okay.
Well, the 18-year-old is on the iffy fence, but what 18-year-old isn't? I know how I was at 18. Ugh.
I know. I'm terrified. I am definitely terrified for the teen years. We are so far left of center right now, so I'm going to bring us back. We're so thankful
what were we
for
talking
our
about?
children. We're talking about how thankful we are for those beautiful babies of ours.
That's right.
And maybe there will be a recording in a little while here of Jack's thankful speech at the Thanksgiving table. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, that would be so good. I would publish that all day long.
It may have to happen.
So, thank you to everybody who listens to us first and foremost. We really appreciate you guys sticking with us through the beginning of this podcast, this episode especially.
I see what you did there, Carrie. Way to tie it back. Good job.
I'm good at segues sometimes.
You're also really good at keeping me on task. For those of you that don't know us personally, Carrie and I used to work together in a little office in a basement, and I am a chatterbox, and Carrie is a bit of an introvert, and she would have to throw things at me and tell me to shut up, because you let me go, I'm just going to keep going.
Well, and the thing that always blew me away, Erin, is that you could just talk and work. Like, you would get massive amounts of work done and talk at the same time.
It drives my husband crazy. I don't shut up ever, but I also have small children, and I have to say everything 7 times for someone to hear me, so it was good practice for parenting.
And we are so grateful and blessed for the opportunity. What is that meme that you were laughing about?
Thankful, grateful, blessed. Yay!
Oh, that's what it is. Yay! Pumpkin spice latte.
Our privilege is showing right now as we're podcasting from our living rooms with our technology telling y'all how to be thankful.
Right. So I think that there's some do's and don'ts of how to say thank you that I think everybody should listen to and think about. Next week is Thanksgiving. I think we're publishing this on the 22nd. And so, hopefully you've thought about this already. But if you haven't, there's still time to put a little bit of a what do we call this? A thank you campaign together. But think about it, because there is a wrong way to do thank you, for sure.
There is. I think the number one wrong way to do thank you is if it feels self-serving, it probably is, and you need to go back to the drawing board.
For sure. So one of my most, this time of year anyway, I don't think anybody is being thanked by making your employees work on Thanksgiving. I don't think that companies that are open on Thanksgiving are thinking of the people that work for them. I think the people that have to work on Thanksgiving are probably not providing stellar customer service. And if you open on Thanksgiving Day, think twice. Really, please.
And then a third time if you still think you should be open because you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
Unless you're a hospital or some, I get that gas stations have to be open, but there is nothing that's missing from someone's table that they can't wait a day for if you're in a non-essential business.
Right. I do not need to go to Macy's on Thanksgiving Day. I do not.
Amen. They are one of my number one offenders. Opening on Thanksgiving Day and then staying, I believe they usually stay open overnight through Black Friday. So these poor people have just had a holiday with their families. And let's be honest, it's rarely relaxing when you put on a holiday with your family.
Yep.
And then they're going straight to retail hell for 12 to 16 hours of for what?
Yep.
And a lot of it's cheap junk that they could easily get on now a new holiday that I actually like, Cyber Monday, because everyone is still spending family time in their pajamas and they just have everything shipped to their house. But businesses like Costco and Nordstrom and Chick-fil-A, they all close on Thanksgiving Day, and they are continually in the spotlight for their customer service, customer satisfaction. Clearly they're letting their customers know that they appreciate them without throwing their employees under the bus. And I can guarantee you these businesses that are open on Thanksgiving Day, their CEOs are probably at home with their families. And I just clearly get a little worked up about that.
Yeah, and I don't like that management ownership style of, if I was managing or owned a business that even essentially had to be open on a holiday, I'd be right there with them. I'm not going to sit at home in my cushy chair in my yoga pants with my belly full of turkey while they have to work. Like,
absolutely
if
not.
My people have to be at work, if I'm an essential business that has to be open, I think I should be there right alongside them. Not only from I would feel so freaking guilty standpoint, but from look, we have to be here. I get that it kind of sucks, but I'm going to be here alongside you every step of the way. Oh, yeah, and maybe I'll bring dinner in or something above and beyond the extra mile to show the people who have to work on these holidays, hey, thanks. I get it. Like you said, hospitals, urgent cares, gas stations, people, pack a turkey sandwich for the drive home and don't go to a restaurant or fast food on your way. Like, how hard is it, really?
I completely agree. And, back to what you said about if you do have an essential business that's going to be open and you are in the trenches with your employees, that bond that you're creating with them is so much more valuable than sending them off so that you can be comfortable in your home. I get really frustrated about this. And one step further, I am a partner in a retail business. It's online only, but we let our customers know every year, starting the week before Thanksgiving, hey, just so you know, we will not be fulfilling orders or responding to customer service inquiries until Saturday at noon.
Yep.
Back on Saturday, game back on, that's fine. But this is time for our families and our workers to, spend time with their families or sleep in or do whatever it is they want to do, because we are so grateful to them that we're not going to, again, put them out there so that everyone else can get what they want.
Well, and there is that piece, we don't want people to make these announcements or do these things just to be self-serving. But if I am a brand and I say, hey, it's Veterans Day, we don't ship our people are at home, we don't ship on Veterans Day or Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's Day or whatever holiday it happens to be, you're telling your customers that you value your customers, but you value your employees. And that tells me as a consumer that this is a company that I can feel fairly comfortable doing business with because they take care of their own.
Yes.
It's just another indicator of a good company.
I agree. And I feel like those businesses have better staying power. And rarely is someone going to be angry with you, especially if you say something like, out of respect for all of those people who can't be at home on the holiday, we will not be open.
Well, and let's be honest, Macy's and Walmart and Target and all these jerks that are open on Thanksgiving Day or overnight, they all have online stores. Just shop online, people.
Right, and a lot of them don't pay their employees well, and they also structure their hours before the holidays in a way that there's no way they're going to hit overtime. And I think if you need to put your money where your mouth is, if it's worth being open on that day, give those employees hazard pay or something, right? Because they are putting up with so much.
I think that if I remember correctly, once upon a time, Carrie worked at Walmart. I think if you worked Black Friday, you got time and a half, I think. I'm not 100% on that, or if it's that way anymore. But it was when my babies were babies, so that's how long ago it was.
And ever since that day, Carrie Hill has been an introvert. Thanks, Walmart.
Right? Oh,
no,
God, never again. But so I think that if you have to be open, or if you're going to be open, you don't have to be open. I don't like you. But if you have to be open, if you're an essential business and you have to be open, you have to take care of your employees. You have to, because employees that are taken care of take care of your customers, and customers that are taken care of come back.
Yes, it's a very, very simple formula. And if your employees are going to be working on these days, do something awesome for them. Like Carrie said, bring in dinner, get some cupcakes, do something so that they are feeling like part of a local community, inside of a local community. Give them a reason to have some fun, and they'll reflect that back on your customers instead of begrudgingly being there just because they have to.
And letting them wear jeans is not a treat. Just saying.
True story.
I think that, I don't know where that came from. That may have been a Walmart thing. I'm not sure. But
oh, goodness.
Yeah, it was awful. So I think that, that's our rant about working on holidays and, getting in the trenches with your employees. If it has to happen, you need to be there too. I think that, saying thank you to your customers is really important this time of year. This is the kickoff for the holiday. And if you rely on, Black Friday, if you rely on holiday spending, whether it's service gift certificates or product sales, whatever it happens to be, you're not saying thank you. Just saying thank you is appreciated, and it's good. Erin and I kind of had a bit of a debate before we started about should you offer a discount with your thank you? Does that negate your gratitude because you're asking them to buy something because you said thank you? I don't know. I'm not really wild about the, hey, thanks for being a customer, here's 5% off garbage. Like, if you're going to give me a coupon, give me a coupon, first of all.
Yeah, make it worth my time, and also don't put a time limit on it. Or if you do, make it reasonable. Like these stores that put out, we'll give you 50% off if you show up before 9 a.m. on Black Friday. Guess what? I am not getting out of bed to save $6.
For sure.
Like, it's just not going to happen. So if you want to make it worth it, let me shop for the weeks up until Christmas. Let me do it on my own time so that I do feel like this is because you appreciate me and not because this is a last minute money grab.
Yeah, and I think, if you're going to give them a discount, like Erin said, make it long, like don't make it expire that day or whatever. And think really hard about the amount. One thing that I do like are the, I don't know if you get them, but Old Navy Gap brands does the friends and family discount, which I think is basically just goes out to whoever signs up for their newsletter. I'm not sure how they pick who gets on that list, but it's usually like 40 to 50%. And it happens frequently throughout the year, but especially around the holidays, like around Black Friday. Like I use that one. That's one I use a lot. Because
and on myself too, give them the opportunity to use it for what they want when they want.
Yep, for sure.
And if you have tight margins, this isn't the way to go.
Yeah, if your margins are tight, giving discounts is not the way to say thank you. You don't give a discount, give a value add. Well, how can you add value to that thank you beyond a discount? Like what other thing can you throw a thing in? Can you, if they're shopping in your store, if it's brick and mortar, if it's not an online, maybe your value add is having hot chocolate and Santa or something extra to thank them, customer appreciation kind of thing. One of the paint stores that my husband uses has customer appreciation a few times a year, and they do like a, I don't know what you call it. Like they have a little food truck come and they do hot dogs and pop, and they have the vendors come in and they do a giveaway or whatever. That doesn't have to happen at the holidays. You don't have to tie a thank you to a product or service or discount or value add. But if you're going to think about what you're doing, for sure.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt
you there.
No,
go ahead.
A customer appreciation event is a great way to get people in. So they're coming for the free stuff, but they're also getting to know you and your team. So even if they don't buy from you at that event, they've gotten to know you better. You've built that know, like, trust factor even more than you already had. And if you're giving them the free food or entertainment without a requirement of a purchase, it's actually going to pay off a lot better in the long run, because now they think that you actually appreciate them and you're going to be top of mind when it's time for them to spend money.
For sure.
I really love it when local businesses team up. We have this local brewery that brings in local boutiques for fashion events, and then also brings in cookies from a local bakery, coffee, from the local coffee shop. So they get like 5 or 6 businesses together and all provide something, and it creates a lot of great community goodwill.
Well, and if all those businesses are local to each other, you kind of create a little like, depending upon where you're located, but like a downtown Christmas village vibe kind of thing, where you can sort of make a sidewalk crawl or sidewalk sale out of it, where, hey, if you come in here, we're going to give you this, but we're going to also send you to these other partners that we have in the area kind of thing. So there's a lot you can do to say thank you by partnering, not only with neighbors, but with vendors or people who provide the product or the product that you sell. So there's a lot of different things you can do around saying thank you that doesn't necessarily involve a percentage off. And I also think,
it has more meaning too.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that there's, like we said, there's a wrong way to say thank you. One example Erin had in our pre-talk was REI. So REI is doing all kinds of press over being closed on Black Friday. And when I first heard it, I thought, well, whatever. Most of their sales are probably online anyway.
Yeah, are there warehouse workers off on Friday too? Probably not.
Probably not. Somebody's working. So I feel like, generating press over being closed on a day when your online store is open, I don't know. It just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. They could have gone a couple weeks ahead and said anyone who spends over $150 with us will get a voucher to go to a national park for free on Black Friday. That I would have bought. that
Yeah.
I would say, okay, they're getting the shopping out of the way, but then they're putting their money where their mouth is and really telling, because their campaign has something to do with getting outside. It just doesn't feel genuine or sincere to me at all.
Yep, I agree. And, Erin mentioned it in the beginning. I think, beyond the right and the wrong way, it's who you thank. So, yeah, customers are super important, but your vendors are important too. The people who pick up your trash and fix your electrical when it goes bad, and, wash the rugs and bring them every day to the store, or handle your uniforms or whatever. All of those people who make your business run need to be thanked as well. Whether you do that once a year or you do it repeatedly throughout the year, one great way to say thank you for a lot of businesses is paying your bills on time. I'm just saying.
It's amazing.
But also, a little extra thing for the trash people, or, maybe having, if you have a lot of vendors in and out, maybe having a vendor appreciation lunch or something like that, where you let them know you really appreciate them, because your business, especially if you're a brick and mortar, doesn't run without employees, and it doesn't run without electricity and running water and, clean floors and things like that. So I think that that's a super important piece of thanking that a lot of businesses miss.
Also, if you have physical product that you're shipping out, take care of your postal carrier.
Mm-hmm.
They get so much abuse, especially this time of year, that, a box of chocolates and a hot cup of coffee can go a long way.
For sure. Or your UPS or your FedEx, or, the people that are completely overworked hauling boxes around this time of year. Just a kind word and a thank you goes a long way. But like Erin said, a little treat. I give our postal carrier, I make jams and jellies. And so the trash guy gets a jar, the postal carrier gets a jar. Sometimes UPS has not come to my house very much. I think UPS is having the post office do a lot of their deliveries, it seems, lately. But we have a guy who's actually my husband's friend who fixes all of our plumbing snafus. I make sure he's taking care of it the holiday. There are things that you do to help, that help out the people who help you out, right?
Yeah, and just listen to them, and you'll know, good ways to show your appreciation. Probably don't give your postal carrier an Amazon gift card. If they're so sick of packages, I wouldn't do that. If they mention that they don't drink, don't give them a gift card for your local wine bar. Or we had a mail carrier that we just loved, and she's not here anymore, but she mentioned that she had 2 young kids and they didn't get a lot of family time. So we do ship a ton. So last year we got their family a gift card to a local, it was like dinner and a movie package, so that they could have some family time, because she had been working overtime for 3 months, and we were definitely part of that problem. She said, she's like, oh no, I appreciate it. It's great. The overtime is really great. And I'm like, yeah, but I know that it's cold and it sucks. So, you can appreciate someone and have a mutual appreciation, and it's fun and it's fine. And like Carrie said, it doesn't have to be Christmas. I was telling her earlier, my husband took a new job this year, and the first week he was at work, I got a gift basket and a thank you card from his boss for letting him come to work there, because he knew that the training was going to be really rigorous and exhausting, and that was going to put an extra load on my plate, because my husband would be busy at work, so I'd have to pick up some extra slack at home. And it was a really, really nice gesture, and it was really thoughtful, and no one had ever done that before. So it definitely stuck with me. It's been almost a year, and I'm still talking about it.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you, Ray. Good job.
Well, and there are things you can do to say thank you that don't cost anything but a little bit of time. An example from my life happened today. I got put on this watch list from Search Engine Journal, and they made a baseball card with my face on it. And
it's so cool.
Those of you who don't know, I'm a huge baseball nerd. I love my Colorado Rockies. I watch every game. I go to great lengths to watch every blacked out game. So to have my face on a baseball card, I totally geeked out over it this morning. And, that that little, hey, thanks, that piece of recognition can be so cool for the people who you do business with or who work for you or for your customers. If you've got a customer that is like completely loyal to you, you see them every week, they spend lots and lots of money with you, take care of those people. Say thank you to those people, because they're the ones that are your raving fans. They're your brand advocates, and them knowing that their business is appreciated is so important to growing your community, whether it's virtual or brick and mortar.
Agreed. And it also, there's the added benefit, if they're active in your community, they're going to talk about you, and they're going to talk about you genuinely. And that goes so much farther than advertising. It's just a really great way to, continue that circle and keep people supporting each other and happy, and big old kumbaya moment that makes me so happy.
Well, and I think that saying thank you is not reactionary. I think saying thank you is a marketing tactic. It's a tactic for more sales. Being appreciated makes me spend more money.
And as consumers, yes. The other thing is, if you ask a business for information or a question or to do something for you and they do it, thank them. Just because you're paying them doesn't mean that social graces go out the window. People appreciate feeling appreciated. That's something that money can't buy, that doesn't cost you anything. Take a minute and say thank you, and smile at somebody and see where your day goes. That's my touchy-feely moment for the afternoon.
Put that good karma out there.
That's right. It'll come back to you tenfold.
In the form of a gift basket or a baseball card.
We like coffee and cookies.
Yeah. So I think that does it for our thank you episode. Thank you very much. I told you, Erin, it was going to happen.
But you only twice. That's all right.
We really appreciate all of you for listening. We appreciate the shares and the likes and the feedback that you give us. We hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving and holiday season. And stay tuned for more episodes of the Community Karma Podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe via iTunes, Google Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app. And don't forget to sign up for reminders via the website communitykarmapodcast.com. See you next time.